Hello there, wonderful singers, and welcome to your Kovo vocal exercise of the week. My name is Dr. Julia Nielsen, and I am the founder of Kovo, short for Community Vocalizing, where our mission is to advance singers' vocal health, fitness, and longevity by providing creative vocal exercise routines. Now, this month, September, we have a new theme. The theme of our general vocal exercise routines is antiques. What do I mean by antiques? Well, all of my students know that in addition to being a singer and a voice teacher, I am also a vocal pedagogy historian, which means that I study the history of how singers have been taught to sing throughout the ages. My specialty is the 19th century, the age of bel canto, and my heroes are the voice teachers of that era. I love digging into the vocal exercise books that they published. During September, all of the exercises included in our general vocal workouts come from these vocal exercise books that are at least 100 years old. Some are much older than that. Now, anyone who spends any amount of time perusing these books quickly realizes that singers back then were trained much more like instrumentalists are still trained today. The exercises are carefully sequenced. There are a lot of drills, and the exercises clearly demonstrate that vocal agility was part of the skill set that every singer was expected to possess, whether or not they were destined to be so-called coloratura singers. It's hard for me to pick a favorite book from this era, but if I had to, it would be Une heure d'étude, which translated from the French means an hour of study by Pauline Viardot. Viardot was a fascinating figure. She was not only a composer and a celebrated mezzo-soprano, but also a world-renowned voice teacher who was at the heart of Parisian culture in the late 1800s, surrounded by writers, composers, and artists who flocked to her famous salon. And I actually have a very personal connection with her. One of my graduate school voice teachers, Margaret Harshaw, studied with a voice teacher named Anna Schoenrené, who studied extensively with Viardot herself. So in a sense, Viardot is my great-grandmother voice teacher. And this week's antique exercise is one of my favorites from her book. I think of this exercise as Teeter-Totter Couplets because of its back and forth melodic contour. Teeter-totter, teeter-totter. It's a repeated notes exercise. You repeat, etc. The challenge here is to lightly re-articulate each repeated note so that they are clearly distinguished, not tied together, not smudged together. Distinct, distinct. It's easier on the piano. We'll find that in a minute. And yes, you will notice that the only lyric here is the vowel ah. So let's try it slowly. Again. Now you notice those little wedges over every second note. If you're not familiar with this articulation mark, it is a staccatissimo, which means an extra short staccato. Singers in Viardot's day would have treated this as an especially light and quick articulation. But be careful, staccatissimo doesn't mean chopping off the second note of every couplet or closing your throat. It's more like imitating a violinist's very short, light, détaché stroke, dee-da, dee-da, dee-da. Clear and separated, but not harsh. Let's go a little faster. Are you making it up all the way to the octave? Be sure to hear the higher note in your head in the instant before you sing it, and make sure that the base of your neck is not squeezing closed as you go up. Your intonation will be much better. Little faster. Last one. So, I encourage you to play with this exercise in the coming week and to work on your gently articulated repeated notes. They help to keep the voice light and fresh and to prevent too much vocal weight. If you have enjoyed this exercise, we've got more for you. This month, all of our general vocal workouts will contain only antiques. That is, many more historical vocal exercises, all at least 100 years old. We host these live vocal workouts twice a week on Zoom, and we would love to have you join us. These sessions are absolutely free. We meet on Zoom every Monday and Thursday, that's a schedule change, from 6 to 6:30 p.m. Pacific time, and instructions on how you can request our free Zoom link are in the description below. If you'd like the next vocal exercise of the week to show up in your email inbox, you can find out how in the description below. And singers, remember, regular vocal exercise is crucial for your vocal health, fitness, and longevity. Every time you show up at Kovo, you're going to get a creative vocal workout, expert coaching, and a community of friends to practice with. We'll see you there.